How's it going? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do some upgrades on this supposedly 20 kilowatt stealth bomber style e-bike here. First, I got some riser bars. I'm going to try this Sur handlebar mount that I kind of had left over just to sort of shorten it up a bit. I got a voltmeter. Hopefully I can get this to work so I can eliminate this really stupid ass display there, and I'll just use my phone if I want a speedometer. I got the Bluetooth dongle for the far driver controller so I can increase the torque, the phase amps on this thing. I decided I'm going to put this seat on instead of having the MX style seat because although this looks cooler, just the ergonomics aren't there, and I don't like how it slants forward like that, and the seat's not very comfortable. So I just think the ergonomics will be better with this seat, and it'd be a lot cheaper just replacing this than replacing the MX style seat. So I'm going to throw that on there. And then finally I ordered these Deeps brakes, 4-piston. I thought they were DOT, but they're actually mineral oil. Whatever, I had those before and they worked really good on my Telaria XXX, so I'll install those. They're a lot better than these crappy ass dual piston brakes they come with. Yeah, so a lot of work to do, so I'll just get started. Alright, so I was able to get the Sur mount on, fit perfectly, and then I got the bars on. I think they look way better with that stupid display deleting, and those bars look a lot better than the stock ones for sure. And I've got the front brake on. It's got these nice braided lines. They fit right on, no spacers or anything needed. These are universal fit, the Deeps brakes. To get the rear one installed, I need to take this thing off because it runs through into here and out through here. So I'll get this off next, get that rear brake installed, and then we'll have to take the battery out to get the other seat on there, and then we'll start playing with the tuning. Alright, so I got the rear brake on. It's looking good. I really like these braided wires here, or braided lines, whatever they're called. And I like the red pistons, look pretty cool. I don't know, I think the bike looks a lot better already. The better brakes and the handlebars. This thing's a little crooked, I gotta fix it, but okay, so got the battery out here and got the other seat on. I actually think maybe it looks better like this. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm not gonna run the tail light because it looks weird, just sticks out like that. So maybe I'll get like a flashing light or something like that and stick it on there, but yeah, I'm not gonna run that tail light. And these brake sensors have a different connector, and so the brake light's not gonna work anyways because I don't feel like wiring them up. So I'm just gonna take them off, they're removable. I got the Bluetooth dongle on. So now I gotta stick this battery back in. I'm pretty sure I can run this voltmeter off of this red one right here. They're different plugs, so I'm gonna have to cut them both and strip them and just kind of wire them together. But I think that one will work for the voltmeter, so I'll wire this up first before I put the battery back in, and then we'll give it a shot. Okay, so I got the battery back in there, and I got the voltmeter installed. You can see it's working. Problem is, it doesn't turn off. Apparently that line is always hot. You know, I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. I really don't want to start cutting into like the ignition power and stuff like that. This doesn't draw very much energy, so I think it'd be fine for now. I might go in and dick with it later, but I just want to move on to programming. Let's jump into that. Hopefully we can connect to the far driver app. Alright, and she's done, so let's go try it out. I'll talk about the tune I did. I'll talk about the tuning changes I did on the way. Hey guys, if you haven't already, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to make it to 10,000 subscribers. That's my goal right now. You know, I spent a lot of time and money and effort on this YouTube channel. Please just show your appreciation if you like my content. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks in advance. Also, like, comment, and watch to the end. Alright, so basically the tuning numbers are completely full of crap. Let's see, I got 81 volts, so I should be able to take off pretty good. That's full throttle. Yeah, the 20 kilowatt number is complete nonsense. It's tuned at 160 amps, and then it was like 405 phase amps. I increased the phase amps to 505, which is a little bit more than 3 times the line amps, but it should be fine. I do notice a little bit more pickup, but not like a shitload. So at 160 amps, we're looking at like 11,500 watts. They're calculating it because they had this boost number. Maximum boost power was set to 270, which is like 19 and change kilowatts. But that's not how you calculate the kilowatt of the bike. You have to do max continuous line times voltage, and if you do that, it's 11,500 and something. So if you were rounding up, you could say, okay, it's a 12 kilowatt bike. It's 100% not a 20 kilowatt bike. That's total bullshit. So I'm not really sure like how high I can go. I don't want to go 4 times line amps, phase amps. I mean, it gets up and goes just fine. It's just not very torquey, and it's a 2.5T, so it's 2.5 turns per whatever. I don't really understand it, but I think per something. So the more rotations you have in the whatever, the higher the torque's going to be. So this is a low torque, high top speed motor, the 2.5T. You know, if I would have known about, I didn't really know a whole lot about these kind of bikes beforehand because I've never had one. So I really wish I would have got like a 4T or a 5T or something like that, because I much prefer torque over top speed. I don't really care about top speed too much because I'm never going to ride this 70 miles an hour. I'm just going to ride it, which it'll do easily, 70 plus miles an hour. Guys, let me know, like, what would you do? So I have for the 270 660 far driver controller. Right now it's set at 160 amps, but like the battery specs, I looked them up and it's actually 150 watts max continuous. So they actually have it set, 100 watts higher than. Wow. Woo! You know, off the line, it doesn't feel all that great, but I actually do feel a pretty good difference in pull, like once I get going. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I can feel the 100 extra phase amps I changed to. It was 405, I changed it to 505 phase amps. Definitely one thing I need to fix on this is this voltmeter. I think I need to run it into the ignition. See, it's dropping down to 73 at full throttle, and I think I had like 80 or 81 volts. But man, does it pick up fast. Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. Like once you get going, it's just not that great off the line. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm gonna go back to that hill climb test I did in the last video and see if it takes that hill any better or not. These brakes are way better. Like a lot better. Here, let's see if we can lock them up. Oh yeah, much better. So these deeps, even though they're mineral oil, they're very progressive. They feel really good, and they lock it up pretty good. So yeah, big upgrade in brakes. They were $100 when I bought them the first time for my Talaria XXX, but it cost me $150 for the brakes with shipping. I'll put the links to everything in the description here. So the ergonomics on this bicycle seat it's just way better. Well, I also have the riser bars too, and I pulled them a little closer to me with the Sur-On mount there. But the ergonomics feel way better. I'm not so cramped from my hips downward because the seat's a little bit higher, but the bars are higher and they're pulled back to me a little bit. So the ergonomics are way better. The seat is not comfortable at all. So yeah, see right about there, just like kicks in and it goes pretty good. Yeah, it just keeps pulling. Let's see, the only other change I'm going to do to this bike, I think, is just get a more comfortable seat and fix this voltmeter, and I think that's it. If you guys have any suggestions for tuning for me, if you know I can run those phase amps even higher, I can do 660 with the controller, but I don't want to screw up my battery. Yeah, the ergonomics are much more comfortable. A few of you guys told me that in the comments that, the moto style seat looks better, but this bicycle seat one is actually more comfortable, and you were right, it's definitely more comfortable. As far as ergonomics, I still need to buy a seat with more cushion. If you guys didn't catch my last video on it where I kind of went over all the details, this was supposed to be a 20 kilowatt bike. It had a real dinky display, a really weird display. The brakes were absolutely terrible. But as far as the bones, everything else was pretty damn good. Another thing I found out they were lying about is the battery. They told me it was 72 volts, 75 amp hours, but it's actually 70 volts, 70 amp hours. It's funny because when I received the bike, when I opened up the battery box, the little label that tells you the specs was conveniently torn off. And I'm saying it's 70 amp hours because that's what it was listed in the far driver controller. So I'm just going to take that as my source of truth, because there's really no way without me tearing the battery apart to know. Yeah, riding at these speeds, you really need to have better brakes than what comes stock. I can't believe they have those stupid ass dual piston brakes. Yeah, and standing up is a lot more comfortable in this. Actually, yeah, it's just, guys, if you get this bike, don't put on the moto style seat. It sucks. This one's much better. Man, I put some like rubber in there to try to hold that battery in place, but it still kind of bumps around off-road. This thing is not meant for off-road, so it's a street beast. Okay, so let's see if it makes it up this hill any quicker than last time. Let's just pull it. Let's see, we got 79 volts, should be plenty. Alright, full throttle. Oh, whoa, noticeably faster. way faster. Okay, yes, it was picking up speed too. Wow, the 100 phase amps actually made a really good difference in torque. Interesting. You know, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this or keep this or not. You know, I've got so many freaking bikes right now. I got 2 more coming that companies are sending me for reviews, so I'm completely running out of space. The next video I do on this is going to be a full range test, so stay tuned for that. Also, you experts on there who have built these things multiple times or have a lot of experience with them, tell me what I can do with this with these phase amps. Like, can I just leave it at 160 line amps and run like 600 phase amps? Is that going to damage the battery? I don't even know. I mean, like I said, the controller's 270, 660, so the controller can definitely handle it. Just not sure if the battery can handle it. I'll put like the whole specs up right here on the screen of the battery. This bike is a lot of fun though. Don't get me wrong. It just doesn't have that torque like my Extreme Bull K6 or like, you know, like an upgraded Suron or something like that. It just doesn't have the oomph. But once you get going, it does pull, and it will go over 70 miles an hour. In the last video, I got up to 66, but I had a red light ahead of me, so I had to slow down. It would have gone over 70 for sure. All right, now I gotta go shopping for seats. Any seat recommendations? Leave them in the comments, please. You know what I also should get is maybe it has 203 millimeter rotors. Maybe I'll upgrade those rotors to 220 millimeter rotors and just get some spacers for the brakes and run those. Or maybe I'll stick with the 203s and just get like thicker rotors, because these ones are kind of thin. Alright guys, hey, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching to the end. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.